Hey everyone, Tony Ivanov here, and today I'm going to talk about the two trades I placed. Not the best start on this new month. I lost around $74 in two trades. Not a bad loss at all. That's less than 5% of my overall account right now. So I'm glad I was able to stick to my plan and cut my losses soon. However, I was hoping for a nice win to start this month off right, but it happens. Just gotta learn what I did wrong and adapt from there. So let's just get right into it. Let me just show you my trades. Let me scoot this down somehow. So yeah, if you're new to my channel, I appreciate you stopping by. I release these videos every single day. I've been a trader for around 2 years now, and I've been consistently profitable for the past 7-8 months. So I just make these free video lessons for you guys just to help you become profitable as well, and so you can learn from my mistakes, because even if you are profitable, you're still going to make mistakes. No matter what, when trading, you're always going to be learning more and more every single day, and I'm learning more and more every single day. So I'm using my losses as lessons for you guys. So if you see value in these type of videos, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit a like and subscribe, and also just leave a comment down below and let me know how long you've been trading for. If you place a trade today, let me know what you trade in, and let's have a discussion. I'd be happy to talk to you guys and give you guys any tips that I can. One more thing too, I usually do have my webcam working, but right now it's not for some reason. I'm getting a new one shipped to me, so just stand by for that. What am I doing? I'm trying to I don't know what I'm doing here. I just want to make these all smaller. So you can see I traded MTBC and MBRX. Okay, so there's the prices. All right, so I bought MBRX at 213 and I sold at 207, and then I bought MTBC at 331 and I sold at 227 basically. So very small losses there. I traded 500 shares on both of them because I'm still using my small account. And let's just get right into it. So first up is MBRX. The reason why I traded both of these stocks is because they were gapping up in pre-market, and MBRX had no news, unfortunately. So what that basically means is that, like, right off the bat, it's not going to be the strongest play. Where is it? Which is ranked by MBRX. I don't even think it's going to be on my scanner here because it closed red on the day, it seems like. Oh no, it closed green, but I don't think it's up enough. But anyways, MBRX, it was on my pre-market scanner, so I had it on watch for a morning spike. And let me see the daily chart. I got in on the break of this level right here at 213 because my anticipation was that on that break of 213 they would see a nice rush in volume, and I would sell in the 230s and 240 area. Going in the morning, we see that did not happen. When we rebroke 213, there was just no volume whatsoever. You can see the volume was super low. Here at this point, the stock had traded probably around 150,000 shares in volume. So I kind of jumped the gun on this trade where I tried to predict the volume surge. I didn't wait to see if that volume was going to come in, but rather I just bought right when 213 broke, anticipating and hoping that when that level was broke, it would pop up on a whole bunch of people's scanners and they would jump onto the play because it was a low float breakout. But that didn't really work out at all. As you can see, it moved a little bit up to around 217, but that wasn't my profit target, so I didn't sell at that level, and then we just had a really hard crack back on down, and I cut my losses at around 207. So that's the first trade. That was from 934 up to 939. Next trade I saw was MTBC. MTBC also did not have news, as you can see here, but it is a low float, only has 3.98 million shares in float, and it had some pretty good volume today. So let's just check that out, MTBC. So you can see overall pretty illiquid. The 1 minute chart's pretty choppy. But I was trying to play this morning spike and it did not work. Let's see, hold on, where did I buy? At 9:43. I sold at 9:51, okay. Okay, so yeah, I bought in this level right here because I saw it broke this 325-ish level. So I bought anticipating that this would go higher. I think I bought on the break of one of these candles here. And I was just anticipating to see if we would get a Russian volume because it broke out. But once again, I made the same mistake that I did on MBRX where I tried to predict the Russian volume, but that's the wrong thing to do. You should react to the Russian volume and buy when you see that constant buy orders going through the level 2 and the price and the volume just raising exponentially. But I didn't do that, so I learned my lesson and I took a small loss. I cut my losses at around 326, so very small loss overall. I lost around $74. Nothing severe whatsoever. The ones that did run today were LBIX. I saw this one right after I sold my MTBC and actually called out LBIX in my chat room. If you are not in my chat room, I highly recommend you get in now. It's completely free to join. I'm in there every single day giving out my live alerts. So take advantage now and join while the chat room is still small, because then you can ask me one-on-one questions. Once the chat room gets bigger, I'm only going to reserve one-on-one questions for people who are in my mentorship program. So take advantage now, get in now. Link is down below. It's completely free, and you can see I was right here. LBIX will have another breath of blah blah blah. Right here I said LBIX was moving. One of my students, he got in at 191 and sold at like 206, and he made around $250. So that was very nice. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I called out LBIX at 6:36 a.m., which is 9:36 market time. But I said that it didn't really have that much volume, and he confirmed that. And then I said SKLN is the one. So let's look at SKLN first, actually, because I know some people traded that one this morning. Didn't really move too well. You can see the morning spikes today were stopped very short. So on this play, it's a very simple, you break or you buy the pre-market breakout. But you can see if you did that right out of the market open, you would have been caught in this trap right here, and you would have to cut your losses down in this 212 area. And then once it reached that level again, you could have bought there at 235, sold at like 245. You would have made like 5%. Not really what I aim for. That works better on people who have large accounts and they can just trade 5,000 shares at a time. But that's not the strategy that I'm trying to teach right now. What I'm teaching is using a small account, using around $1,000 each trade and gaining 10, 15, 20%, so you can grow that small account exponentially. So that's not the best trade. It did look like it was moving, but it got stopped out by this previous resistance here at 245. If we go to the daily chart, you can see we do have previous resistance at 245 right here, and in this area too. And yeah, the best place to buy would have been on the break of this previous high at around like 213. So let's check that out real fast. I didn't see the level. Oh, that's way down. That's way down here. 213. So actually the best play would have been to buy this bounce, because it bounced perfectly off of that 213 level. You could have bought that bounce. You could recognize that that nice support level, the previous resistance. You could have bought that bounce, sold here into 235 and 245 and made at least 10% profit. Let me see. buy like 215. Yeah, no, you could have made at least 10-15% profit on that bounce. But I have not been focusing on morning bounces. I've been focusing on morning breakouts. However, I will keep this in mind, and you should too, that if these morning breakouts keep failing, then look for the morning bounce. Look to see if we can get it open up and see if it can crack back down and bounce off of a previous support level on volume, and then you sell once it reaches that new resistance level, and then make your profits there. Now let's go to LBIX. So LBIX was the strongest spiker for today, as we can obviously see here. It ran from top to bottom, it ran around 61%, so very, very strong move. When I saw this in the morning, it seemed very, very illiquid. You can see it looked something like this. I always try to bring the chart down so you can see what it looked like. So that's what I was seeing when the market opened, and it looked very, very, very slow. And so I didn't really want to trade this because, like I said, it looked pretty slow. But looking back, there were some pretty nice chart patterns forming here. So using the 2-minute chart, you can see we kind of have a nice little wedge forming right here. We're making higher lows, and we have a flat top right there. When that flat top level of 160, nice round mental resistance breaks, that's the breakout level. And then you can see we had a very, very nice rip up to around $2. We got stopped in $2 for a second, but we held the middle Bollinger Band, so it stayed bullish. And then we cracked up again. We made a new breakout at 220, went all the way up to 250, nice round mental number, dropped back down to 225, held that support, and then we kind of just faded off from there. We retested that 250 resistance level, and it held up as resistance. So let me just draw that out so I know for the future that this is confirmed resistance, and it kind of just faded for the rest of the day. So very, very nice move. Unfortunately, I did not play it. However, I know some of my students did, so congratulations to you guys. So yeah, that's just the pattern that I've been looking for every single day. I go into the market looking for the same thing every single day. I look for the pre-market movers, and I look for stocks that are moving in the morning and have a nice low float. They have good volume and they have a nice breakout, and you just buy the breakout and ride it on up until you see signs of topping action. So if I was playing LBIX, say I played it perfectly, what I probably would have done is buy the breakout at 160, and then once I saw it crossing below the 10 moving average, I would have taken my profits there, because that's already in itself a nice let's see, nice like 30% profit, and that would have been amazing to take on the first day of November, but didn't get that. No problem, took a small loss. I'll make it back by the end of the week. Just gotta take it one trade at a time. Got to make sure that you make a good plan for every trade. With every single trade, you should make a plan before your trade. So you should know where you're gonna buy, where you're gonna take your profits, and where you're gonna cut your losses. And by doing that, that allows you to take your emotions out of the trade, because the reason why 90% of traders lose is because when they hit that buy button, all their plan goes out the window and they just trade based on emotion. So they get greedy and they have fear, so they hold on to their losses and they take their profits too soon. So by having a plan before you enter your trade, you're gonna avoid all those things. I mean, of course, the hardest thing is following your plan, but once you take more and more trades, and once you just have more practice in the market, then that's going to be much easier for you to do, because then you'll understand over time that that's the way to trade. You have to focus on 1 or 2 strategies that you know have a higher than a 60% chance of succeeding, and you combine that pattern with a good risk-reward ratio. So you have 2 things going in your favor. 1, if you have a good risk-reward ratio, and what I always recommend is having a risk-reward ratio of 1 to 2. So say you're gonna buy a stock at $1 and you're risking 5 cents, then your goal should be to make 10 cents. Because then that would mean that even if you lose 2 times, when you make 1 win, you're gonna wipe out those losses. And by combining that with a strategy that has a high winning rate, you're gonna grow your account over time with small consistent gains. We're not aiming for one big win that's gonna make us $20,000. That's likely not gonna happen with a small account. Of course, it can happen if you trade these sub-penny stocks, but that's a higher gamble and not as guaranteed of a way to trade. I'm not saying that you can't do that, because I mean, to be frank, that's what I do too sometimes, but I don't aim for huge wins. I always aim for a small consistent profit, because by doing that I can grow my account slowly over time, and the faster the account grows, the more money you'll make in return. So I hope that makes sense. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you saw value in this, like I said, please leave a like and comment, and also hit that bell next to the subscribe button, and then you'll be notified with every new video that I make. Make sure you join my chat room. It's completely free and it's on Discord. I'll leave the link down below, but you can also go to tonyivanov.com/chatroom to join it. And also make sure you follow me on Facebook. Join the group we have on Facebook too. It's called the Day Traders Club. It's a group of over 900 traders now, and we just are all looking to become profitable traders. So we give each other tips, tricks, and guides on how to succeed in the market. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, leave a comment down below and let me know what you traded today. And if you didn't trade, then let me know how long you've been interested in trading, and just have a conversation. I'd love to answer any questions you guys have. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.